Hello, Olive Sector, Tailspin here. I'm going to try to show an example of growth taxing. Because I had this planet on turn 2, which had insectoids, feudal, 5 million of them, and they haven't grown, and I'm still making the same amount of money, a consistent same amount of money every single turn. It's a lot for me because I'm the Federation and because they're insectoids. That's times 2 times 2. So it seems like a lot of money, but most people are only going to make about 300 or so, 350 every turn on that. So I calculated out growth taxing for a planet that has 56 degrees temperature, humanoid, so they don't have any double taxing, feudal, which is 100% taxes, and so it's a mediocre planet for taxes, and birdmen who have no economic advantage. So we find it at turn 2, medium deep space freighter drops 200 home clans. Followed up the next turn by a large deep space freighter with 1,200 clans, and we have a total clans of 1,400. And that's when we start to tax. 27 is as high as we can go. We get 1,400 mega credits. And that drops it down to 83. Happiness. The next turn, we tax at 22%. We get 1,150, and we're down to 70. Happiness. We don't want to go below that because then nothing grows below 70. So that we have the next 6 turns where we do nothing. There's no taxing at all. We gain no money, and the happiness is going up 5 every turn. And you can see while I was taxing, I was gaining 300 clans. When I was not taxing, I was gaining 2,000 clans every turn. And really, or 2,000 or 200,000 colonists. And so over those 6 turns, I gained over 1.2 million colonists over those 6 turns that I did not tax. By turn 12, or turn 11 and 12, I tax again, and I get 3,125 total from the two turns. And so my total of mega credits that I've gotten out of this planet are 5675. Now at the flat taxing, same thing, 200 clans plus 1,200 more, and it's going to stay at 1,400 the whole way through because I'm taxing them. I tax them down to 40 in one turn, and I get 123 mega credit boost from that. And then every turn, we're going to get 18 mega credits from them because they're down to 40 happiness. My native clans grow for a couple turns, and then I tax them down below 70, right here. Happiness goes to 64, and they stay there. They don't grow again for the rest of the game. And I'm doing a steady 7%, and I'm gaining 366 plus the 18. So every turn, I'm gaining 384 mega credits every single turn with a flat taxing down to 40. And you can see by turn 12, I have 7,400. Growth taxing has 5,600. So there's a difference of almost 1,800 mega credits, which really is not a lot. The flat tax, yeah, it got me an extra 1,800 mega credits. It had a steady amount of mega credits going to it, but it's not that much of a difference. So going back to the growth one, after turn 12, there are 7 turns, and this pattern happens for the rest of the game. 7 turns where I do not tax. And then I tax on 1 turn, and I get 3,000. 7 turns of no taxing, and I get 3,400. And my guess was that by turn 36, I would have max population of 10 million colonists, and the natives would produce 3,900 megacredits. So every 8 turns, after turn 36, every 8 turns I would produce 3,900 megacredits. For the flat taxing, by turn 30, we'll say 28 actually, I have brought out 13,000, while the growth taxing only brought out 12,000. So there, again, not a huge difference, 1,400 maybe. But the following group of 8, turn 44, the growth taxing surpasses the flat taxing in total amount of megacredits pulled up from the planet. And after that, the growth taxing just continually gets more and more, because it's now pulling 3,900, and the flat tax is doing 384 times 8, which is 3,072. So it's after turn 44, the growth taxing is bringing up 900 more megacredits than flat taxing. So, there's kind of goods and bads about both. Flat taxing, you'll at least have some megacredits on the planet every turn, but you also can't bring a freighter to that planet every single turn. So, sending one every 8 turns to bring back 3,000 megacredits is better for fuel. It's better for, mostly just fuel, I guess. And time. You don't want to keep coming back to the same planet every single turn. One thing to note is, so when this planet here had over 5 million colonists, and when it reaches 6.6 million colonists, so over 6 million colonists, the growth of them is halved. So you look back at my growth, and you saw at first when I was below 6 million, I was getting 2,000 to 2,500 clans per turn. That was how much I was growing by. But as soon as I passed 6.6 million colonists, my growth was halved. So instead of 2,600 clans, I only got 1,300 clans. So it kind of diminishes how quickly the mega credits come out. So you might possibly gain more. The gain might be larger if you started with a planet that only had 1 or 2 million clans and you grew that up. But the amount you get starts to slow down after 6.6. Not to say you should stop, but it does slow down. And the big difference, like I said, by turn 28, the difference was 1,400 megacredits. And it's really not a big deal. So the dangers for flat taxing is you keeping your homeworld clans, or even if you don't keep your homeworld clans, it doesn't matter because they don't make a difference. But if your native clans are down to happiness 40, and if you drop below 40 happiness, your planets start to riot, and you can potentially go into civil war if your happiness keeps going down. And there are ways for your happiness to drop, like battles above your planets. I think Rebel Ground Attack also does stuff like that. So it can be dangerous to keep your taxes at 40 or keep your happiness levels at 40. There's a danger in that. Not growing your clans doesn't really help in the long run. You saw with the growth tax, my clans also grew. I went from 1,400 to 5,100. That's a pretty big increase of clans on that planet, which also increases supplies, potentially mines. It increases your defense posts. It protects you against ground attacks, especially from the lizards. So that is another benefit to growth taxing. And also the clans grew to 10 million. And so the minimum amount of mega credits you tax them for is going to be much lower. You're going to get much higher from them because they've grown so much in the long run. Some other things to consider. So keeping your happiness at 40 is dangerous. So in an emergency, I guess you could grab mega credits. If you come to a planet that has 6 million plus natives, 5 million maybe, overtax them to get some quick money. But that can hurt the planet for, many turns, 20, 30, 50 turns, maybe even the whole game. So it should be done with caution, I suppose. Another thing about 40 happiness, keeping it at 40 happiness, is that it's easy to make a mistake and overtax them, and then the planet becomes useless for many turns. And you can't afford to have your planet go useless for many turns. This also doesn't take into account that maybe you need some of these clans. Maybe you need to take them from here and move them somewhere else. One good thing about the flat taxing is when you're down to 40 happiness and you're keeping it 40 happiness, and you're only ever going to tax at 7%. So you can't get any more than 366 was the number I had, 366. So I don't need more than 370 clans. I don't need those 1,400, so I could pick them up and take them elsewhere if I wanted. So that can be a bonus. On the other hand, the growth tax is continually growing clans. So you have a farm of clans there. Yeah, so I think that's about it. If I were to sum it up, growth taxing is better overall, especially because it grows your clans, grows the native clans, and in the long run, past turn 44, you will start to make more money than the straight out flat taxing right down as hard as you can. But the flat taxing can get you a steadier amount of money, and it can get you some quick money as well. Well, I think that's about everything for growth taxing. I know there's probably mistakes in here, but it should give you a general idea of what you can get out of the two of them. All right, see you next time.